it's Luke from Love Oadby, and today we're at the HomeStart Centre on the Wigston Road in Oadby, and I'm meeting with Tracy. Thanks for inviting us along.
You're very welcome.
And
Good
we've
morning.
also got a special guest with us. We've got Oliver, and he's spotted in the corner of his eye the mince pies. We've got the mince pies out, so I'm sure we'll munch on the mince pies as we go along. So, but those that don't know what the HomeStart Centre is all about, what is it first of all, I suppose?
Well, HomeStart was established in 1973 by a lady called Margaret Harrison, and it was very much about parents helping parents.
Yeah.
So really, we want to be able to give children the best possible start in life.
Oh dear.
So good mince pie. And she realised that by building a big volunteer community and matching the volunteer to the parent, could really make a difference. Yeah. So we're very much about families that need assistance, who have a child under 5, and potentially they wouldn't want to maybe go to social services if they've got potential domestic violence, or perhaps there's poverty, single parent, or there's different needs for the child in that family, and they really are just needing some support. So our families can self-refer. Our health visitors, we have a really strong community of health visitors that refer into us, and our needs are currently oversubscribed. So in terms of what we do, it's about giving home visiting, and the group like we're here today is for the families in Oadby and Wigston to come and have a stay in play session where our volunteers are here and enable the children to come and to socialise.
Brilliant. So the one in Oadby, because we're in the Walter Charles building, which is just after the roundabout on the Wigston Road as you come out of the London Road in Oadby. And this session is on every Wednesday, is that right?
That's right. Yeah. We it's not on sort of over the Christmas period, so mainly term time. Every Wednesday, 10 till 12. Right.
Okay. And how can first of all parents get involved and come along, but also I know that you're always grateful of volunteers.
Absolutely.
And you've got a team of volunteers in there busy setting up the play area, and I know Oliver's given it a bit of a test run already. We're getting into a good mess with these mince pies, aren't we?
Yeah, Oliver can vouch for it. He really liked the car this morning. And we do actually have snacks as well for the children. Right, we do have some fruit as well as the other snacks that are available. In terms of how you can get involved, like you said, there's a couple of angles really. Volunteers, we always need volunteers. We ask that you have been a parent before, and you can free up 2 to 3 hours a week. Okay. So getting in touch with us to provide that support. Okay. Our volunteers can help at group, but also going into families' home to play with the children, to help the parents. And if you feel that if you're watching this and I could really do with that support, you want one of those volunteers to help you, then you can self-refer to us or go by your health visitor or GP.
Okay. Cool. So in terms of the volunteers, then they can get in touch with you directly.
Yeah. That's it. Go on our website, HomeStartHorizons.org.uk, and we have forms on there that you can contact us or give us a call.
Fantastic. So what's the kind of work that HomeStart's doing in the community? Because it's not just about coming to a centre like this, is it? That you also do go out and meet parents in the home if they obviously can't get it here, and who are the kind of parents that are out there that you're helping at the moment?
So one of our sort of more specialist groups is we offer something called Mums in Mind, and that's a postnatal group that we run. That's an 8-week course. We offer 1 week for dads to come along, and then a reunion. So that particular group is, if we look at first at the start, some of those mums do have high anxiety. So the types of people are, if you perhaps don't feel confident going out with your child or your baby, there is a service called IAP that accept referrals, but there's generally really long waiting time. So as a service, we go in a lot quickly. If we get that referral, we could be in that family home within the next couple of weeks. So it's about listening, being quick, and giving the mum or the dad that confidence to start to get that help, to bring their confidence to come out to group, and start to tackle those anxieties or some of the problems that they may have.
Yeah, no, definitely, because there is. You don't need to suffer in silence, do you? Just maybe a phone call or reaching out to then try and get that help. So, you're enjoying these mince pies. This is your first ever mince pie, Oliver, and I can honestly say you seem to be loving it.
He's loving it. I think you hit on a good point there around the social isolation.
Yeah.
Don't feel that you're isolated. It's like, we can help. And, it starts with one of our home support team leaders going into the home, doing that assessment. And what we do then is, we can almost see where you are at the start of that journey, and hopefully, where you are at the end, and the difference that could be. So, potentially that could be in the more that you're able to get out about and do. Maybe you can go in the shop and do your shopping that you couldn't do previously. And we have a WhatsApp support group at the end of those groups, and it's about continuing. You found somebody that you feel part of in the community, so you feel listened, you feel part of something, and we're really proud of the platform that we can offer for those parents to get together. And ultimately, if we're helping parents, then it's about that child. So then they've got that opportunity, they've got that future. We're not limiting their chance in life. So if we get that happy parent, confident parent, then that can filter through to the child. Massively. And I suppose by coming to a morning like this, it's also helping the child, but then it's also the parent, because maybe the parents can be in a similar situation, and it helps them interact and develops friendships and things. Definitely. I mean, some of the problems that are out there is that the children are potentially just sitting there, not highly engaged.
It's easy to just maybe pop the television on.
Absolutely, we've all been there and done that.
CBeebies is great.
CBeebies is great.
It can be a lifesaver at times, but
not day after day. It's about feeling that when you get to groups, I can't trust much. What if somebody, for example, you come to a group here, but no one's really watching the child. So we have our volunteers here that make sure that they don't get out the door.
You've even got your own doorman.
We have. That's one of our volunteers. But it's really important because the mum can relax, and we're here to listen. Whatever they want to talk about, whatever's happening at home that week. The child has got a large space, cup of tea. And you've got a bigger space for the children to play, so we can get more toys out and work on those gross motor skills. We can do Play-Doh, looking at gross motor. And the children are meeting the other children, which gives them that socialisation opportunity ready for school.
And it does seem a really good, safe environment where the windows are higher up, but there's lots of toys for the children, all different, from the kind of little tiny cars to musical instruments to soft areas to a tent and everything. So we'll get a quick glimpse of that in a bit. But so how does, because I know various funding for groups like this has changed over the years. So where does HomeStart get its money to keep providing these kind of services?
So it's a really key point. We've really had to change our strategy and look at sustainability. So we used to be a commission service 5 years ago. And
by that you mean getting money from government, councils?
Exactly, and that has stopped. So, still delivering these services, we're very much reliant on grants and trusts. So currently 86% we are relying on in terms of our income, and we're very grateful to National Lottery. One of our volunteers, Edna, has recently been recognised because she's coming up to 20 years as a volunteer. And they actually did a piece, an artist, for lots of the volunteers in the community, and we were recognised by National Lottery, which is really great for HomeStart. And so we've got the National Lottery, which is brilliant. Children in need. We're doing some active families as well. So if there's parents in Oadby and Wigston that feel that they want to be doing a bit more after the school run, we do need one child under 5, but it could be a sibling. Then we can help you get get a bit more active if that's
Yeah.
something you wanted to do in January.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
And we do have some army coming
Yeah.
up that we work with as well, but that's more out Melton Way. But yeah, we do have some good funding in place, but also, you know, that stops, so we then need to look at what the next ones are, you know, what the next funding's going to be.
So you generally have to apply for the funding, but
That's
also
right.
maybe donations if it's from local businesses or fundraising
Absolutely,
activities
yeah.
to help keep it going, because as much as the volunteers give up their own time, there is a cost associated with whether or not it's insurance or planning, health and safety or something like this to provide these vital services. And I know obviously Children in Need, it's that annual event with Pudsey Bear, and people are donating money, and they wonder, does the money actually stay here in the country? And the simple answer is yes, because you're benefiting from some of that money. And I know you helped do some of the research for that, don't you? Which I believe was on here. And you do it. Is it an annual report that you produce as part of HomeStart? That's
right. So for all of the funding that we get, we're very much looking at outcomes and what that would give back to the community, and that's what almost when children need money or lottery money comes to us, it's almost like, well, we can give you this, but we need you to deliver X, Y, and Z. So some of those markers that we report on are impacts.
Okay.
So we've got, over the last 12 months, that's sort of 2018-19, this is part of our annual review, 99% of our parents felt more involved in their child's learning and development.
Wow.
Which is massive.
Yeah, that's a big impact.
99%, absolutely. Because childhood can't wait, and we need to help at that point in time. Another good example is 92% of parents felt a lot better able to manage their child's behaviour. Yeah. Which is really, really important. Brilliant. And then school ready. So I'll pick another one on here that's about social isolation. So we've mentioned that already, but 98% of parents reported feeling less socially isolated. Yeah. Brilliant. And that's what you're here for, isn't it? Is to get people from out their homes into the community, get some fresh air, come and meet new people, get the children interacting and also the parents interacting, forging those lifelong relationships. So anyone that's watching this out in the Oadby community, what are the things that they could help you with at this moment in time? So there's two real things that we want to focus on, really. One of those would be if you're a local business and you want to get involved, whether that's opening up a venue, a coffee shop or a restaurant, and you want to do a fundraising evening, then we would love to work with you. I would help you to do that, as with our volunteers. We're looking to build up those that potentially want to donate. So potentially Christmas this time of year, we have Christmas parties. If there's anything you wanted to donate in terms of that, we would be gratefully appreciated. And this year we are looking at a campaign to donate to help a Leicestershire family. So if you are decided not to send Christmas cards and you'd like to give that amount to us, then we can in return show how we're to feel good that you're helping a local family here in Leicester. And then the point on from if you don't want to help financially or with gifting, then it would be a case of volunteers next year. We've got a Friends Of, which is a new group. Oh, okay, so something new for 2020. Yeah, it's a new group. We've got a Friends Of HomeStart, which runs in Melton really well, and it's not something we've got in Oadby Wigston, and we want to replicate that. So we're looking for volunteers specifically for fundraising, and we're going to have our first meeting after group here on the 8th of January. So if you're free and want to come for a cup of coffee and a chat, we would love to see you here. Fine. And how can people find out about more of these events? Where do they get published? And how can people find out more? All on our website. All on the website. If you're on Twitter or Facebook, then follow us. We put all of those on there as well. Brilliant. No, fantastic. So I think we're going to clean Oliver up before we get in more of a mess, because we've managed to hold on, you missed a current. We managed to demolish a whole mince pie in your Christmas jumper, and then we're going to talk about what else is coming up in and around the Oadby area and see how else we can help. Yes, so we'll see you shortly. So we're back after giving Ollie a bit of a clean, and you've had a bit of a drink, haven't you? Now we're trying to occupy you with some of the toys, and we pinched these toys from the playroom, so we'll have to make sure we put them back
won't we? But just to let you know what else is coming up in and around the Oadby area. So on the 7th of December at Manor High School, 2 till 5 p.m, they've got their Christmas market. Always a great event. So that's Saturday the 7th of December, 2 till 5. Also on the 7th at 7:30 is a Christmas concert. And that's at Seth's Cafe with the Trinity Methodist Church. Tickets are available. Tickets are £8, £4 for under 18s, and you can get them in advance from Seth's, from Jim Gannon. Tickets are available on the door, but they are a little bit more money, so getting soon now to try and... Oh, playing musical instruments now, are we? Yeah.
Getting in the festive spirit.
Festive spirit with that jumper on. Like what Rudolph has. Rudolph has, you could hear Santa and his bells. Can't you? Yeah. Then we also have on the 12th of December at 7 p.m. A pantomime at the Little Theatre. So always a good place to go to for any dramatics, and that's £10 a ticket, and all proceeds are going to be donated to Charity Link, and that's Robin Hood, traditional family pantomime. And where we were earlier on in the year when it was really warm, not like today where it's a bit chilly outside, but we were at the Gallops earlier in the year where we went round and had a tour of Oadby Golf Course. It was a wet day that day when we went round, but when we went back to meet with Anders, it was a gorgeous sunny day, and they're going to be doing a Junior Golf Tour 2020, and that's starting March next year, but you need to get in soon. One, to get your name down and register, but also maybe get your practice in as well. And that's for children under 12s, under 10s and under 8s. So they're going to have the different categories. It's all about having fun. It's open across all of Leicester. You don't need a handicap. There's going to be prizes, and they're going to be showing them how to get into golf and everything. So if you would like more information, contact Tom on 0116 275 0549. And that's a bit of a roundup as to what's gone on in and around the Oadby area in December. But thank you very much to everyone that made the Festive Light Switch On a huge success. Did you go along? Did you go along with Mummy? No? So thank you very much for making the Festive Light Switch On a huge success. Just under £700 was raised for rainbows. Again, we were talking about rainbows off camera, weren't we, and the great work that they do and things. Again, with it being a local charity as well. We've got some more Santa Grottos coming up on the 1st of December at the Claren Park Christmas Fair. Again, raising money for rainbows. We're aiming to hopefully raise around £3,000 for them. But I know we were keen, we're going to see which volunteer we can rope in, because we want to speak to a real life volunteer to find out what it's about and if they have good fun. Because I seem to reckon they'll probably have more fun than the children.
I think they do, definitely.
So I'll let you go and round up a volunteer,
okay,
and then we'll see what it's all about.
Will do, thank you.
So our final part of the show is that we've been joined by one of the volunteers, Chris, within HomeStart. So Chris, how long have you been volunteering?
I think it's 12 years this year.
So 12 years, and do you live locally?
I live in Blaby.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Yeah. And what would you say, what made you want to volunteer?
Well, when I finished work, when I retired early. I had sort of 6 months at home, and I thought, I'm fed up with this.
Yeah.
So I'll find something to do.
Yeah.
And actually, we went on holiday, and it was on a cruise. And as you go onto the ship, there was a rack with magazines.
Yeah.
I picked one up, and it's got Lorraine Kelly on the front. And it's got HomeStart, so I opened it and read it, and I thought, you know what, I quite like the idea of this.
Yeah.
So the telephone number was there, so I rang up and somebody came out and interviewed me, and it was all go from then on.
Yeah.
I did the course, and then I got my first family.
Yeah. Wow. So And the impression I get from looking out there is that the volunteers seem to have more fun than the children.
Oh yes, I think we do. It's nice for us.
And just seeing everyone get those toys out.
Yeah.
And I could imagine you have a bit of fun playing with those with the children.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And it gives the mum a break.
Yeah.
You know, she can sit and talk to another mum
Yeah.
that's possibly feeling very vulnerable.
Yeah.
I mean, I specialised in postnatal illness.
Okay.
And most of my families that I used to go family visiting had got some form of postnatal illness, and
Yeah.
they possibly weren't aware of it.
Yeah.
But you know, when you've worked with them for 6 to 12 months,
Yeah.
and you can see from walking in into how they are when you left them, or how they were when you
Yeah.
left
So
them.
seeing the change.
Seeing the change,
improvement.
and that is the reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've made a difference to somebody's life.
So that was going to be my next question, as to what is it you find most rewarding, and you've answered that
Yeah.
already. So
Yeah.
if there's anyone out there in the OB Wigston Blaby area that's thinking they've got a bit of spare time that they could offer, maybe retired early like yourself, what would you say to them if they're thinking, shall I or shan't I get involved in
Get
in
involved,
volunteering?
because it's 2 hours out of your day,
Yeah.
maybe 3. You're meeting other people. If you like children, you can play with children. And above all, you know, when you're finished and you go home after that 2 hours plus,
Yeah.
you know, you feel that, you know, you've done a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So if you're looking at volunteering or want to find out how you can help, get in touch with HomeStart, look at them on Facebook. We'll post a link in our comments below, or reach out to us and we'll pass on your contact details as well. And I'm sure this isn't going to be our first visit to HomeStart. We're going to be back. I think Oliver wants to come back and play with the cars even more. So, but thank you very much for watching the December edition of Love Oadby TV. I hope you have a great Christmas, safe Christmas, and enjoy the new year. And we'll see you back in January.